What could I possibly be speaking about on this week's podcast? Well, I speak about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I speak about not so much the event and the moral ambiguities of the event itself, but more our reaction to it, although I do speculate, possibly offensively, on the nature of Will and Jada's relationship. And I also speak about the career choices that Will Smith has made in terms of the parts that he's taken. But most of all, I speak about our reaction to it and all of the things that it dredged up about what's appalling about social media and our reactions to things. I speak quite angrily about it, more angrily than perhaps you're used to on this show. And then I speak about my sleep deprivation, my fourth child, my third child. I speak about school pickup and things like that. I'm going to Australia. Please will you buy a ticket? And please, for the love of God, won't you just subscribe to this podcast? Won't you leave a nice rating on iTunes? Won't you please leave a comment underneath the YouTube video? Follow me on social media. Screenshot you listening or watching this and then share it on your social media. Tag me in it. Let's use the media in a social capacity in a way that positively benefits my life. Please will you do that? I'm sorry I was angry this episode, but I do feel strongly about the things that I spoke about, and I actually don't apologize for them, okay? It is what it is, and it's happened now, and I'm not doing it again. This is the Alfie Brown Show. I'm back in my podcast place. It's been a little bit of a break I've had, since last I was speaking to you. So much has changed in those last 10 days, I think it is, since I last spoke to you. When I last spoke to you, I was a father of three, enjoying all of the time and space that afforded me. Not so much anymore. The world's changed. The world's totally shifted beyond all recognition. Will Smith has slapped Chris Rock. I believe people have been tweeting about it. Led to believe that there's been quite a bit of hubbub about it on Twitter. The news broadcasters, I have no idea who won any awards, apart from Will Smith himself, won the award for Best Actor in playing Richard Williams in the film about Serena and Venus's life. Because, of course, the most interesting thing about them is their dad. Maybe it is. I haven't seen the film. I've no interest in seeing it. I mean, I feel like he's played that same character chasing that one Oscar so many times. Listen, I'm just a humble guy and things aren't going that well for me. But if I am earnest with you, sir, then you will understand that what I'm saying is to be believed. That I may be a man without much in this world. But it's simple people like me, with good hearts, and get the job done. Basically, he does deserve the award because he's playing people who seem like they are the opposite of him. The reason I think why he's so good at playing that particular part, Pursuit of Happiness, or the one where he gives his eyes to charity, that one. Like, when he left being all action, like, I like fucking girls and saving the planet, Will Smith, he turned into like earnest, humble Joe. I just want to make a living in this world. Pursuit of Happiness, the one where he gives his eyes to charity. That Will Smith that he is now. Serena Williams and Venus Williams' dad. And it was by being like this sort of character that he's kind of going, right, I'm going to get my this is how I'm going to get my Oscar. And my oh my, would I like to have an Oscar be taken seriously. I mean, not that he wasn't taken seriously before. He was Muhammad Ali. Albeit he didn't it wasn't as good when he was Muhammad Ali as when Muhammad Ali was Muhammad Ali. Because when Muhammad Ali was going, man, I'm pretty. Then you go, yeah, you are really pretty. That's true. But when Will Smith was saying it, Will Smith didn't suit the bulk. So he didn't look as pretty. There's the line in the film, you got a pretty face for a lady's face, but you ain't never seen nothing as pretty as me. Yeah, I have. There's loads of people as pretty as you, mate. Anyway, point being that I don't know if anybody watched Will Smith's YouTube series. It was called The Best Shape of My Life. And it's all like, uh, hey, I've just been playing King Richard in a film, and now I've put on weight because of COVID and because of putting on weight for the part. And now I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life. I need to finish my fucking weird autobiography, and I need to lose this 20 pounds. So I'm gonna finish the book and lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks. Shouldn't be that hard. Pound in a week, it's all right, isn't it? It's like, what's a pound? Like, half a kilogram, bit more than half a kilogram. So you could lose that in a week. It's fine, easy. Piece of piss. Anyway, the whole thing is like this journey of him reading these emotional chapters of his book out loud to members of his family and people who he's written about in the book, like DJ Jazzy Jeff, who's sitting there going, "Oh my God, I'm 47 years old. Why did I choose that name? It's just, this is ridiculous now. Could please, okay, my real name is like, Howard. So could you call me Howard, please? Okay, I don't want to be DJ Jazzy Jeff anymore. Okay, it's not a grown-up man's name, please." And he's reading his book out to all these people in what he calls book camp, and all these people are going, "Oh my fucking God, this is embarrassing. This is so awful. Oh my God, I wish I was anywhere else." But he's got all the money, so we've got to be nice to him. And this is the thing about being the person who is the central hub, the kind of the economic powerhouse, or at least the source of financial well-being to your kind of to the surrounding party. Nobody's ever going to tell you, "Oh, shut up, you're being really, really boring." I knew that it was time for Will to get to understand Will. Oh, yeah, yes, you're a millionaire, aren't you? Yeah, that was brilliant, brilliant, really moving, really moving. You are the protagonist, and it's really wonderful. And it must be like slightly dementing to be an actor who plays lead roles in movies for that long, because you go, "Yeah, I'm the lead, I'm the main role." The kid. What's my kid's name again? My kid's called Will Smith's son, isn't it? That's what my kid's called. Yeah, there's Will Smith's son, Will Smith's other son, and then Will Smith's daughter. That's what they're all called, isn't it? Hey, excuse me, baby, Will Smith's wife, could you come over here? Like, no, although I don't think that is how he views Jada Pinkett Smith. I think he views Jada Pinkett Smith as like, when like Neo goes to visit the Oracle in or like she's like, it's like she's cast a spell on him, or like she knows something. What does she know? She knows something that he doesn't want anybody else to know. And because she's the one person who knows his secret, she's the only, like, she's the villain who he loves. He loves, like, she can give him everything he wants. Like, she's managed to alter his brain in a certain way. Of course, this is all fun speculation. And I would also say the thing about Will Smith and slapping Chris Rock is that I don't care. Okay, it's the right point of view. Is I don't care. It's just funny. It's funny that obviously it's not nice for Chris Rock, and I feel sorry for Chris Rock. But also, I've been put in positions of danger, albeit never that high profile. The clip is going to live forever. Will Smith's obviously a bad dickhead, and his relationship and his dynamic at home is obviously completely fucked up in a way that I have so little idea about that it's hard to even speculate on. But I will for comedic purposes, but they're not to be taken seriously. So we can all have fun going, is it because, he once, shot someone and she saw it, and then they kind of fucked whatever they just shot, or whoever they just shot, to give a bit of respect to this possibly fictional dead person. Like what was it that happened between them? And then, or like, it's the energy that she had were like commanded in that moment when he slapped Chris Rock. Or no, before that, when Chris Rock said, You're going to be G.I. Jane because you got. Also, sorry, it doesn't really look like the alopecia's that bad. You can sort of see stubble all over her head. It's not that bad. Also, she always had short hair. She's got a great, shaped face for a short haircut. She looks hot. Lots of young rappers seem to think so. Like, what's she really insecure? Is that what all the fucking everybody's about? She's got to do all that. No, it's just fucking people is fun. She looks hot. I'd love to, have sex with her. Obviously, be very lucky to experience that. I'm not sure if she's got a type, but if she is looking to engage in any sort of posh British comedian cock, I'd be more than happy to oblige her. Especially now because um, uh, you know, I've done more reading on the subject, and it feels like uh, the dynamics would be fun. I mean, she am I right in saying that she talks about fucking other people? He doesn't talk about fucking other people, but he does fuck other people. So who does he fuck, and what's he into? And maybe that's what it is. And it's something he didn't talk about with book camp, isn't it? And it was at that point I realized I liked shitting in the kind of mouths of like farmyard animals. Like, what's his thing that she knows about? Go, yeah, hey, I'm gonna go and fuck some, young thing. You're gonna stay here. I've got you a little, sort of some geese and a sort of a not a lamb. You're not disgusting. A sheep, an adult sheep, and you can have fun with those. Just clear up, fucking loser. And, and he goes, yes, yes, sorry. Um, And then there was a tweet that's gone sort of viral. It did that thing where when somebody tweets something stupid, it usually goes viral first in comedians' WhatsApp groups. It's my worst nightmare to have one of these tweets. I wonder if I ever have. I don't tweet a lot, so maybe not, but who knows? And it said, my opinion on the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing is, oh, wait, looks down at hands. Maybe I should just um, uh, shut up. Notices my hands are white and then thinks about having an opinion on a black man hitting another black man after what he said about his black wife and thinks, oh, maybe I should just shut the fuck up and listen and learn. And that's how to be good in this world is you listen and you learn. Uh, Although you don't listen and you don't learn because you listen to the people who you deem worthy of listening to, but you don't listen to the people you disagree with. So you end up only listening to one group of people to the detriment of another group of people, and we don't grow because we don't speak, we don't think, and we don't challenge. It's completely anathema to any sort of form of social progress, and it's cowardice. And what I particularly liked about this tweet, though, was you're not allowed to have an opinion on a black man hitting another black man because of something the one black man said about the other black man's black wife. It frames the idea of the violence as being a characteristic of their blackness. So it's a racist thing to tweet. Which obviously racism isn't funny, but it's funny that somebody who viewed themselves as being a progressive, looks so bafflingly kind of sort of stupid now because it's just such an utterly and thoroughly ridiculous and sort of repellent thing to say. But with the sense of anyway, I won't name who they are because you know who they are already if you've seen the tweet, and if you don't, there's just no point. All these people who say these stupid fucking things, you see them on GB News all the time as well, saying Nazanin Zaghari Radcliffe, that's Iranian for ungrateful. That's stupid. That's a stupid thing to say. And the only reason why you've said it is because you know it's stupid. You know that it's going to upset somebody. Because not only is it like it's mean and it's just fucking it's a rubbish joke, and that's why everybody has gotten annoyed is because you're trying to like gratify the instincts of the worst people and to alienate people who might think about these things in the right way using and it's meticulously done but witless. It's a shit joke that doesn't really reveal or illuminate. It's just rubbish. And there are so many comedians now on the left and the right using these using kind of identity or social progress, using people's triggers about race and how apprehensive we are about mentioning and talking about certain things, different kind of resentments that have bred up because the kind of culture war doesn't know how to communicate with itself. And all it means is that people get to tweet this, it gets retweeted, circulated, argued with, and that person is fucking famous. And even if what they say is stupid, which in both of these situations, what has been said is totally fucking stupid, there are enough other morons to buy whatever product it is that they're selling. And it makes the whole sort of force of marketing behind what it is to say stupid things on the internet just gathers pace. And what it's just so incredibly fucking frustrating. Like how on earth is like progress or change or anything like this meant to happen when we've got this app, Twitter, that sells itself as like the town square or the place in which ideas are exchanged, but they're not. They're it's just it's bleating either side of a brick wall, and then you get your periscope up, see what's happening on the other side, and then lob a grenade over without actually really getting a chance to communicate, without the ideas ever getting a chance to be malleable, because ideas and morality and our thoughts and our value systems are malleable, given who it is that we're speaking to, given how open our hearts are, given how much trust there is in a certain society or environment. But if we don't have like the human element of what it is to communicate with people, if you remove what it is to have the human part of the exchange, then you just end up with either like with just anger. And anger is the Twitter algorithm's most kind of effective and loved tool. So it harvests up all your anger, and then there's anger, and anger needs anger to exist. So then there's conflicting anger, and all of it bubbles up. More time spent on Twitter, more, I don't know how Twitter makes money, but I'm sure it's with people looking. It's not going to be by people ignoring it. Twitter wants people looking at Twitter. So you say something stupid on Twitter, it gets retweeted, ratioed, shared, like researched, quote tweeted, screenshotted and retweeted, argued with. And you just climb up the rankings because there will always be somebody who agrees with whatever stupid shit it is you've got to say. And it is so incredibly depressing. And there are loads of good jokes about Will Smith and Chris Rock. There's loads of it. And it's funny because it's Hollywood and it doesn't actually matter. If anybody is going to get upset, irate, involved in any sort of news story that is currently on the agenda of our news system or what we're doing, I just, it's not that, is it? It's going to be maybe the war. Maybe it's going to be the cost of living crisis. Maybe it's going to be the climate catastrophe. Maybe it's going to be one of those things that matters without all of these fucking egregious distraction tactics that people use to promote themselves in the name, like with the illusion of a greater good. Risible. It's absolutely fucking risible behavior. And I loathe the left and the right and everybody who engages with it. The idea that comedy should be this competition of like who can be the most worthy. Ugh, fuck off. I absolutely cannot stand it. And I know that a lot of you listen to this podcast because you find that my contemplative and calm demeanor is relaxing, or that you listen to this to perhaps go to sleep. But I got angry, and I don't get angry about much. But this does feel like such a thoughtless and stupid place that we've gotten to. Uh, Loveless, absolutely loveless. And if you're in this for any reason, making people laugh, and you want to make it something mean or haughty or superior, fuck off. I have absolutely no interest in ever hearing what either of you, or any of you, not either of you, have to say. It's ugh, grim. Maybe I'm wrong though. Do write in. Do leave a comment in the comment section below. Do tweet me your thoughts and feelings. Of course, I'm always keen to engage. Don't tweet me, obviously. Write me a letter or something. Send me a telegram. WhatsApp me. I usually just communicate on Instagram, to be completely honest with you. I prefer Instagram as a medium. It seems kinder. Somebody was horrible to me on Instagram the other day, and I couldn't believe it. And not the place for this. Be horrible on Twitter. That's what it's for sniping. I mean, I suppose Twitter does have a value in the sort of news. We've just got to be better at who we follow. Let's just unfollow and block. Let's be more. Oh, like that's one of the things that people go on Twitter. They go, "Oh, you've blocked me," or like you. Oh, somebody can't take a joke. That's a blocking. It's not. It's just because you're boring. I just want to absolutely minimize the amount that I see anything that you say. Let's just completely bring into, uh, you know, into the framework of Twitter acceptability, the block. And this can just be anybody who's boring and you just never see them again. That's great. I just hate it. Awful. Awful business. Um. Anyway, I've had a fourth child this week. Maybe that's why I've had no sleep. I've had absolutely no sleep, which is like some people like say to me, "Oh, poor you, you've had no sleep." And I go, "Yeah, but it's like it's my own mess, isn't it?" It's like, "Oh, yeah, you know, poor you, your feet hurt." "Yeah, I went for a run." "Poor you, you stink." "Yeah, I shat myself." Like it's not. I know what's gone on. It's like things that I've done that have brought all these things into effect. It's not, you know, it's not. Come on, hair, get out my face. It's not a mystery as to why I'm uh, so sleepy. It's because I'm sleeping with Jesse's got to sleep with the baby. I've got to sleep with the 18-month-old who, is now he has a weird kind of quirk sleep wise where he can only sleep with his like nose inside my actual ear hole. Which is a bit of a weird quirk, isn't it? It's not ideal. But uh but we are where we are, aren't we? I just and then you've got to take them to school in the morning. And there are other parents. How are other parents doing this? How do other people sleep? Why is sleep such an easy thing to come by for other people? I'm feeling very sorry for myself today. I do apologize. Just, but it does feel like, having difficulty sleeping is like one notch below having difficulty breathing. Like sleep is such a fundamental part of everything, and I can't do it because I'm too. I don't know. I'm not particularly anxious. I'm fine. I think I'm pretty cool. I'm happy with where I'm going in my life. Like I'm not. What's the problem? Like what's the why can't you fucking sleep? Why can't you fucking sleep? I can't sleep because there's just too many thoughts to be had, and I don't like sleep. If I could not sleep, that would be ideal. They were apparently developing a pill that allows your or refurbishes your brain with the restorative qualities of sleep, but in pill form, so that you can stay up. And all you have to do is like sort of sleep for your own body's sake, like once every week. But your brain, it has the kind of restorative and uh, uh, um, you know convalescent qualities of sleep, but in a pill, which I think sounds great. hours out of my fucking life spent asleep. And people say, oh, I like sleep. You don't. You like going to sleep and then you like waking up from sleep. Imagine if you could do that in half an hour and then have all your hours to fucking, it's life. It's your fucking life. And you've got to like compromise with it by going, well, I'll sort of engage in these miniature kind of deaths. And the more like the more close to the real thing my miniature death is, the closest I can get to that will mean the more functional I am in in my day-to-day life. My point is, on the way to school, these other parents, hiya, hiya, hi, how are you doing? Hi. Oh my God, why? What are we doing? Can't we just, there should be uh, like an understanding, like call a truce. Like, let's just stop this. Can we not just have a parental like understanding whereby a nod will be absolutely fine for before 9 a.m. It will be that will suffice for me. A little nod before 9 a.m. and absolutely nothing more than that. Thank you ever so much indeed. Because I absolutely cannot be doing with this smiling and then you go and pick your kids up from school and then you're walking like back from school on the same route as some of the other parents. And then your kid will go, hi, Rufus. What are you doing? You just spent like 8 hours with Rufus. What? And now you want to say hi to you just spent 8 hours with him. And like and what? Hi. Oh, hi. Do you remember that? Like 8 hours we spent with each other like half an hour ago. Yeah, good, wasn't it? Like I want to get my kids into being antisocial early. I'm joking. I think it's great that they say hello to each other. I just really, really, really don't. I don't want to. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. Everything that I say on this podcast should be filtered through the prism of your knowledge of my tiredness, and if I can be excused that, then that would be remarkably brilliant. I go to Australia soon, don't you know? Sorry, to conclude the final point of the last thing, the baby's brilliant. The baby's beautiful. The baby's tiny. But in sleeping with the 18-month-old, or at least in the same, like his waking up during the night being key responsibility of mine. My bond to him has sort of greatly increased, and he's started to learn words. It's really beautiful. It's a really remarkable thing when you see them switch on. I've spoken about 18 months old being the best age for a child before. And in 18 months, I'll probably be speaking about it again. But the paralleled, because he wakes up and he shrieks in the night, and I've got to give him a bottle. And I don't as easily, for whatever reason, I'm a very light sleeper. Jessie can, sleep through quite a lot. She manages to drown out the sound of the snoring of the child with her own snoring. I sadly can't do that. When I get woken up in the night, it takes me like an hour to get back to sleep. It's a nightmare. I mean, there are worse things. I could have got slapped at the Oscars. I couldn't have done. I would take being slapped at the Oscars if it meant going to the Oscars and being invited and up for it. If it meant being that, well, whatever. Don't want to go back there. But the frustration and the way in which your shushing grows. Shh, 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 baby, yeah, no, quiet down. It's all right. I'm here. Shh, shh, shh. And then as the kind of as the crying won't stop, this shush becomes like shush, 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 shh, shh, shh. Like this kind of panicked, pleading, desperate frustration. Please, will you shush? Please, will you go back to sleep? But all the baby wants in the middle of the night is to kind of like wrap his arms around your neck and to be this little ball, this little kind of furnace person, little hot water bottle emanating his sort of damp, sweaty child snot, snoring, like restless kicking, head butting, scratching the ball of my eye in my sleep as I was making this, and I went, oh, like just to myself because he was so beautiful. And then he scratches my eye and goes, yeah, eat that prick. Okay. Ah, that. Yeah. I've got your cornea. Yeah. What are you looking at? Nothing. You can't see shit, dick. So that's that's my experience at the moment, and it is the frustration of that conjoined with the love and the total adoration and like how even though you didn't sleep and you feel like shit and it feels like and everything feels so bad when you're tired when you've got stuff to do. I've got a web series that I've just been doing voiceovers for, very excitingly enough, but like doing all of that and remembering to do it and geeing yourself up for it when you're just fucked, trying to write stand up, trying to get yourself together, trying to like call British fucking Airways because they've just moved your flight. And now you have 5 minutes to make your connection in Doha to get from one fucking plane to another. How am I going to do that? British Airways, you pig company. I'm not, yeah, I'm very frustrated with everything. But uh but also totally in love with it. It's just a little bit of a hump you've got to get over, I think. I've got to get over. I've got to get over the hump. I don't know if you would prefer it if I was looking more at you. If you're watching on YouTube, I tend to just look around the room. I've got reading glasses as well now. Can you see that on my face? Reading glasses? Yeah, I got reading glasses. They're quite good to look at the screen through. Stops one's eyes straining. Also, it's quite a good look for me. I suit glasses. I'm not exactly the sort of prick that should be wearing glasses. Like it's a sign of intelligence for some reason. I don't really understand why, but it's also like, well, I suppose I'm reading glasses because I like to read. And if I wasn't wearing glasses, how could I do that? How could I get all the reading I wanted to do done? I just couldn't unless I was in my glasses. I've actually read my eyes into disrepair. And now, well, glasses are the only thing that it'll do. But also, it's a sign of your body not functioning as it should. And I think if there's any, a couple of key sentences that sum me as a human up, a dysfunctional reader, yeah, that's how I like to be. That's how I'd like to be known. And so I will wear these glasses with pride. And as well as being something that will help me see and read, they will be an emblem of my character, my lack of function, and my desire to read. I think a lot about that Bill Hicks bit, the bit where he goes, the waitress says to him, "What you reading for?" And he goes, "What am I reading for? What am I reading for?" And then he says that quite uncharitable line about maybe so I don't end up being a waffle waitress. I think, well, a lot of waffle waitresses read, mate, and a lot of waffle waitresses are just waffle waitresses because they're paying their way through university. They're going to end up with a more well-rounded kind of view of the political sphere than you ever had, Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks, never rated him. I've always tried to like him a lot more than I ever did, and I'm just not asked. I've never been asked. I've never found his punchlines particularly caring or it's all just so much anger. Like, why do you want to kill Billy Ray Cyrus? Why do you want to kill him? He doesn't deserve to die. He's just like he's not what you want as your representative in our cultural landscape. That's fine. I totally get that, but he doesn't need to die. Couldn't he just stop? Like, rather than let's hunt and kill Billy Ray Cyrus, let's invite Billy Ray Cyrus in for a meeting where we like take away his record deal and say, look, you're more than good enough to perform in small bars around like where you live, but we're just not going to put it out anymore. that would be a fair thing. But then I suppose that's not how jokes work, is it? But a joke that just only works on the extreme of, God, I don't like him so much, I'd like to murder him. I'd just like a little bit more surprise. But then, lots of comedy ages badly. I just can't really ever imagine that being good. And there's a lot of stuff that existed in the past that, has aged very well. Richard Pryor, Billy Connolly, although some people disagree. Uh, uh the Sam Kinnison's first set on Letterman is so funny. Is so funny. And a lot of my like early if you don't know Sam Kinison, I'm not sure how well his hours have lasted the test of time, but his first performance on Letterman, I just remember absolutely loving that because I think it was something like I'd never seen. There was a sense of like controlled chaos and a sort of, and there did seem to be more heart to it. It wasn't sneering, it was desperate. Bill Hicks I always thought was sneering. Sam Kinison was desperate, and in that desperation there was something to connect to. And I always felt like I chimed a lot more with that than I did with Bill Hicks. Uh, like a wonderful scream, and it was the first time I'd ever really seen that used. So that's that. I think that if not his whole body of work, then that particular um, clip's aged pretty well. I imagine. I haven't actually watched it for some time. Victoria Wood's monologues on As Seen on TV, they have lasted the test of time. I think they're pretty brilliant. Uh, they're dense. They're surreal. They're full of jokes, and yet they carry a narrative. And whilst they're all obviously sort of fictional, they display a lot of what her character entails. So I think they're quite beautiful and brilliant. They stand the test of time quite well. Lenny Bruce is like is I almost just don't understand what the fuck he's on about. I have absolutely no idea what the fuck he's on about. Like I can hardly understand it. Uh, you know, um, lovely Tenzing. Uh, Gotten into Tenzing. My friend Josh Weller, who I have a Formula One podcast with, uh, uh, got me into Tenzing. Doesn't give you the shakes like uh, what do you call it? Red Bull. I've lost my mind. I've lost my mind. If you're still following me at this point, you deserve a golden star because the tiredness and everything has seeped into my very essence. And I don't know if I'm making sense or being entertaining or how it's a very different. If this feels like I tell you what I feel really out of practice with uh what this entails, what this is. But I'll do a couple more before I go to Australia. I go to Australia on Wednesday. It is Wednesday, and I go on Wednesday. I go on Wednesday the 5th, 6th, something. Oh, yeah, land of the 7th. I go on the 6th. And I'm very excited. If you're in Melbourne, please buy a ticket to my show. Starts on the 12th. If you're in Sydney, please buy a ticket to my show. It starts on the, piss and shit, 25th of April. And there are other shows, I think, in Brisbane as well. And you could come. I love Australia. And if you are in Australia, then my birthday's on the 10th, so let's have my birthday party. Yeah. Um. All right. This has been the Alfie Brown Show for the 30th of March. A couple more Alfie Brown shows coming before I hit Australia. And then in Australia, I pack up the Alfie Brown Show kit and take it on the road. And who knows what that might entail. Until such time, I bid you adieu. And I hope that this has been an okay listen for you. I'm sorry about flying off on a variety of wild tangents. And I'm sorry if my irascible or irate nature was quite hard to deal with in various places. I'm sorry if I was perhaps a bit somber in places. I am a tired man. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, please direct message me on Instagram or maybe leave it in a comment below the YouTube video or find some other way to communicate with me. I don't know. See how imaginative you can be. And this has been the Alfie Brown Show. I hope you are really well, and I wish you nothing but the best with a keen and real sense of love in my heart. This week on the podcast, I speak about what do I speak about?